the prologue starts in Blake's POV, which is a little surprising. It's the only chapter we get that's not told in Aurora's POV. And when you first read it, you're inclined to believe that Blake is having a dream that involves Aurora and that somehow
Yeah.
she's able to be present in the dream with him because of this life force connection that happened. But based on what we learned later about Blake, you start to question if this was more of a memory than a dream, or if these dreams only happen to occur because they're sleeping, and if the consequences of them could be real. So many potential options to consider. We're going to talk more about that in theories. Okay.
Mhm.
But once Blake wakes up, he goes to the chapel. It's kind of like run down. Jack shows up, and a couple of important things are mentioned during that conversation. Jack does not think that Blake should have shared his life force with Aurora. At the time, neither did I.
Yeah.
I was
Like,
on Team Jack. That was
Yeah.
a bad idea, Blake.
Yeah.
There are also reports that Knight's acolytes are gathering, and the Night Prince is creating an army in the Northlands for him to command. And then we have, okay, we're going to try this, and Megan's going to laugh. Fenrir, and Alex are mentioned as possibilities for being the Night Prince. And Jake says he'll send someone to monitor the Grey Keep. And at the time, I thought like literally nothing of this, except that maybe one of these guys were connected to the God of the Night. My theory in the beginning of this book was that Blake was the Night Prince. That's something we theorized. But major breadcrumbs for what happens later. Blake can feel Aurora through the bond, which sounds like it might be problematic because she's a half wolf who's about to go through the transition, different than perimenopause that other people are currently going through. But basically, this transition gives you a lot of strong sexual desires. And Jack tells Blake he needs to learn to block it out or it's going to drive him insane. And while we don't know this at the time, Jack is very worried about this connection because Blake and Aurora are mates. We just think it's because they've shared this life force. And then this is the first time we see this kind of like symbol of a key with 2 crescent moons, which is the symbol for Knight's prison. And then that Knight, or the God of the Night, doesn't want blood, he wants souls. I was like, that doesn't sound great.
That sounds like K-pop demon hunters to me.
Right, I'm just like, this sounds horrible.
Boy.
And that Knight also wants the heart of the moon and would give unimaginable power to whoever gives it to him. So that's what we learn kind of like in this little Blake prologue.
Yeah, we're like, oh, okay, that doesn't sound great.
That does not sound great at all.
That sounds good. No.